Hello friends, and welcome to the Forgotten Past. On this channel, you'll explore untold stories, lost events, ancient discoveries, and hidden secrets from across history. Let's view the video. Hidden beneath the ocean's surface, a silent war was waged during World War II. One fought in crushing darkness by submariners who vanished into the deep. These steel beasts hunted merchant ships, evaded destroyers, and forever altered naval warfare. Today, their long-lost wrecks whisper forgotten stories from the world's underwater graveyards. Submarines became pivotal tools of stealth and destruction. Germany's U-boats prowled the Atlantic, while American, British, and Japanese submarines haunted distant waters. These undersea vessels operated silently, often undetected, making them terrifyingly effective. Their torpedoes sank thousands of ships, striking fear into navies and civilian shipping routes alike. Each major power adapted submarine warfare differently. Germany used massed wolf packs to swarm Allied convoys. The United States relied on long-range patrols in the Pacific, while Britain and Japan deployed subs for varied offensive and reconnaissance missions. Submarines became deadly chess pieces moving across oceans with strategic and psychological impact. Life aboard a WW2 submarine was brutal. Crews endured foul air, cramped quarters, and constant tension. Missions lasted weeks with no escape from mechanical noise, sweat, and claustrophobia. Danger loomed daily, from malfunctioning systems to sudden depth charge attacks. Every dive could be their last, and many never resurfaced. Famous submarine classes defined the era. German Type 7 U-boats terrorized the Atlantic. America's Gato class and Balao class hunted in the Pacific. Japan's I-boats were among the largest and most innovative, even launching aircraft. Each design reflected national priorities: speed, stealth, endurance, or firepower, shaping the outcomes of entire naval campaigns. Torpedoes were the primary weapon, though early models often malfunctioned. American torpedoes initially ran too deep or failed to detonate. German acoustic homing torpedoes later improved kill rates. Sonar, hydrophones, and stealth designs helped evade enemy detection. These technologies turned subs into ghosts that struck hard and vanished into the depths. Today, modern explorers search the sea floor, revealing long-lost wrecks from these silent battles. Advanced sonar and deep-sea drones have uncovered submarine graveyards, still sealed and eerily intact. Each wreck tells a story of courage, desperation, and loss. They are time capsules resting beneath miles of water, preserving history in cold, eternal silence. The Battle of the Atlantic was the longest and most critical campaign of World War II. German U-boats turned the ocean into a hunting ground, preying on Allied convoys. This deadly underwater struggle became a war of attrition, where shipping losses threatened entire nations and submarine crews vanished into a watery grave. Germany's U-boat fleet began with aggressive strikes on British shipping. By using surprise attacks and shadowing convoy routes, they disrupted vital supply chains. These submarines operated in wolf packs, coordinated through encrypted radio, attacking en masse. The aim was to starve Britain of fuel, weapons, and food from overseas. Allied convoys became lifelines, but also prime targets. Merchant vessels were grouped together, escorted by warships through treacherous waters. The U-boats lurked beneath, surfacing at night for coordinated strikes. Entire convoys were sometimes decimated, leaving fiery wreckage floating on the sea and survivors clinging to life in freezing water. To fight back, the Allies developed sonar, radar, and depth charges. Aircraft patrols and escort carriers extended defensive reach. New tactics like hedgehog anti-submarine weapons and air coverage helped turn the tide. Bletchley Park's breaking of the Enigma code also provided crucial intelligence to anticipate U-boat positions. Some U-boats gained infamous reputations. U-47 sank HMS Royal Oak in Scapa Flow. U-96 inspired the film Das Boot. But the hunters became the hunted as Allied defenses improved. By 1943, U-boat losses mounted rapidly. Dozens were sunk each month, many with all hands lost in the deep Atlantic. Decades later, many of these U-boats were discovered intact on the ocean floor. Some were buried under sand, others preserved by cold water. Exploration teams identified sunken vessels like U-166 off the Gulf of Mexico and U-576 near North Carolina. Each wreck confirmed long-missing wartime records and final transmissions. The Atlantic seafloor now serves as a vast graveyard. Hundreds of submarines and cargo ships rest silently beneath, surrounded by twisted metal and lost memories. These wrecks are protected as war graves, reminders of the invisible battle that raged beneath the waves. The sea keeps its secrets, but some are finally being revealed. In the vast Pacific Ocean, American submarines became deadly predators during World War II. Operating far from home, they disrupted Japanese supply lines, sank warships, and gathered intelligence. These silent service boats accounted for over half of Japan's maritime losses, despite comprising just 2% of the U.S. Navy's total force. After Pearl Harbor, the U.S. submarine fleet was quickly deployed. Their mission crippled Japan's ability to wage war by targeting its merchant fleet. With Japan relying heavily on imports, each sinking weakened its economy and military. Submarines like the USS Seawolf and USS Data struck deep behind enemy lines. American commanders embraced aggressive tactics. Submarines launched surprise attacks in enemy waters, sometimes within sight of Japanese shores. Skippers like Richard O'Kane and Dudley Morton became legends for their daring patrols. Some subs engaged entire convoys, diving to evade deadly counterattacks from destroyers and depth-charge barrages. The risks were enormous. Japanese anti-submarine warfare grew increasingly lethal. Surface ships dropped sonar-guided charges, while aircraft patrolled with radar. Mines and mechanical failures claimed dozens of American subs. Boats like the USS Harder and USS Wahoo were lost without a trace, their crews entombed forever in steel coffins beneath the waves. Despite losses, American subs inflicted massive damage. By war's end, they had sunk over 1,300 enemy vessels, including 8 aircraft carriers and nearly 5 million tons of shipping. These victories strangled Japan's logistics and left remote garrisons starving and isolated, paving the way for Allied offensives in the Pacific Islands. Years later, many lost submarines were finally found. The USS Grunion was discovered off Alaska, while the USS Grayback was located near Okinawa. Sonar and deep-diving ROVs revealed surprisingly preserved wrecks, with hatches still sealed and hulls bearing battle scars. These finds confirmed crew fates long unknown and honored their sacrifice. Modern underwater archaeology continues to uncover these sunken heroes. Each discovery brings closure to families and restores forgotten history. These steel sentinels still rest quietly in the Pacific depths, silent witnesses to one of history's most intense undersea wars. Proof that, even in death, the silent service endures. Not all submarines were accounted for when the war ended. Many vanished without a trace, lost to sudden attacks, malfunctions, or underwater geography. Dozens from both Allied and Axis navies simply disappeared during missions, sparking decades of mystery. These silent graves became haunting legends. Unknown, fates sealed beneath thousands of feet of ocean. The USS Grunion disappeared in 1942 near Alaska, vanishing mid-patrol. No distress call, no survivors, just silence. For 65 years, families waited for answers. Similar fates befell Germany's U-400 and U-869, initially believed sunk in one location, but later discovered elsewhere. Wartime confusion often obscured the real causes of loss. Japan's submarine I-52, nicknamed the Golden Submarine, was sunk in the Atlantic while carrying cargo for Germany. It vanished with 111 crew aboard and rumored treasure in its hold. Divers located its wreck decades later, deep and undisturbed, still containing mysterious sealed containers never recovered from the seabed. False sightings were common during the war. Submarines often operated alone and vanished between transmissions. Wreckage was rare, and many were incorrectly declared missing in action or presumed lost to mines. In several cases, post-war analysis revealed friendly fire, navigational errors, or uncharted hazards as the real culprits. HMS Urge, a British submarine, vanished in 1942 near Malta. Its location remained unknown until 2019, when sonar imaging confirmed its final resting place. Families of the lost crew finally received closure after 77 years. Discoveries like this prove how modern technology can solve what once seemed unsolvable. Remotely operated vehicles, ROVs, and sonar have become crucial in these recoveries. Deep-sea expeditions have confirmed dozens of vanished submarines, offering visual proof of long-theorized fates. Often, hatches remain sealed, evidence of sudden catastrophe. The deep ocean preserves these wrecks, turning them into eerie time capsules of final moments. Each rediscovered submarine reconnects the living with the lost. Families now visit sites virtually or via memorials. For decades, these crews were missing, their fate a mystery. Now, as deep-sea exploration advances, their stories surface once more. In the darkest places on Earth, their memory endures, unseen but never forgotten. The ocean once guarded its secrets well, but modern technology is rewriting history. Over the last 2 decades, deep-sea exploration has unearthed long-lost submarines from World War II. Advanced sonar, robotics, and submersibles have allowed archaeologists and oceanographers to penetrate depths once unreachable, uncovering wrecks hidden for over 80 years. Side-scan sonar revolutionized undersea searching. By sending sound waves across the seafloor and recording echoes, it reveals anomalies shaped like submarine hulls. This technology led to discoveries like USS Sculpin and German U-166. Each sonar pass covers miles, creating digital maps of possible wreck sites awaiting further investigation. Remotely operated vehicles, ROVs, and autonomous underwater vehicles, AUVs, play a crucial role. These robotic explorers dive thousands of feet, equipped with cameras and manipulators. They navigate tight spaces, photograph wrecks in detail, and sometimes retrieve artifacts. Their lights and lenses bring clarity to the pitch-black world of the abyss. Companies like Ocean Infinity and groups like the Lost 52 Project have led many discoveries. Ocean Infinity helped locate Argentine submarine ARA San Juan, while Lost 52 identified several US WW2 submarines. These teams blend historical records with new data, using artificial intelligence to scan vast underwater regions efficiently. In 2017, the USS Indianapolis was found at 18,000 feet in the Philippine Sea by Paul Allen's expedition. Its discovery solved decades of speculation. Images revealed the massive wreck remarkably intact, a ghostly giant resting in silence. Family members of the crew finally had a place to honor their loved ones. Each discovery prompts a surge of emotion and closure. Wrecks often remain war graves, undisturbed by international agreement. Cameras show helmets still in place, gauges frozen in time, and insignias preserved in darkness. It's a haunting reminder of sudden ends, but also a tribute to service and sacrifice. Technology continues to evolve. Underwater drones now map seafloors in high resolution, and AI can identify wreck shapes from sonar data. With every new mission, more sunken submarines emerge from oblivion. These discoveries not only rewrite military history, they restore voices long silenced beneath crushing depths and forgotten coordinates. Beneath the world's oceans lie hundreds of submarines that never returned, each one a tomb for its crew. These wrecks are more than historical artifacts. They are war graves, silent and undisturbed. They serve as lasting memorials to the men who died in darkness, far from home, defending their nations. International laws now protect these sites. The Hague Convention and naval agreements recognize sunken military vessels as sovereign property and war graves. Divers are discouraged from disturbing them. Flags are placed beside wrecks during expeditions, and digital markers now commemorate locations once lost to time and silence. Some submarines remain exactly as they sank, torpedo tubes loaded, control panels intact. Inside, sailors' personal items lie where they fell. These preserved moments offer a glimpse into final seconds, turning cold steel into sacred space. Experts tread carefully, treating these wrecks as underwater cemeteries, not treasure troves. Memorials on land reflect the loss below. At Pearl Harbor, museums honor U.S. subs like USS Tang and USS Wahoo. Germany's U-boat memorial in Miltonort names 30,000 lost submariners. Japan honors its fallen with monuments and recovered artifacts. Each nation mourns in its own way, but all remember the deep-sea dead. Families who once had no closure now find peace. Discoveries of wrecks like USS Greyback and HMS Urge allow ceremonies at sea, connecting generations to those lost. Letters, flowers, and ashes are sent down with ROVs, bridging time and depth. The ocean becomes a sacred space for remembrance. Documentaries, digital reconstructions, and virtual dives now preserve these wrecks for future generations. Schools and museums use this footage to teach sacrifice and history. What was once forgotten is now brought into public memory, honoring the bravery and tragedy buried deep beneath the waves. As long as oceans exist, these submarines will remain. Pressure, salt, and time will erode their steel, but not their story. They are eternal guardians of the past, silent sentinels keeping watch over the darkest chapter of naval warfare. In the deep, where no sunlight reaches, their memory shines brightest. Thanks for watching The Forgotten Past. If you enjoyed the journey, like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a hidden story or untold truth. New discoveries await. See you in the next video.